Steedman, you and I are here.
Well,
And if you've had a chance, I would accept a motion to accept the minutes.
move to
And I'll
approve the
second
minutes.
that. And all in favor?
Aye.
It passed. All right. We have, I think we have our alternate coming shortly, but let's go ahead and get started. Shonda, I guess you're first.
Yes.
You jumped up.
Yeah.
All right, now I want to say this. We're going to go over several things, job descriptions, and there may be some questions asked, but I know y'all are very professional, and I don't want anybody to get their feelings hurt with this, okay?
Yes, sir.
Because there may be a question or two, because we just don't know,
Yes, sir.
but nobody's, let's not make it personal.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're
Yes,
not.
sir.
We're not. So
Okay.
anyway. All
Yes,
right,
sir.
thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, Council and Mayor. The first request is to adopt the Executive Director of Government Relations and External Affairs job description. As you all are aware, Dr. Rush has been assigned to perform those duties since actually July 1st of 2025. That has been going well, so we are asking to actually go ahead and adopt a job description for that.
Oh, Ms. Rush.
Sure, yes, sir.
You sit wherever you want to sit. We've got an extensive list, and I think you shared with some of this.
Yes, sir.
But tell us what you've actually been doing.
Okay, that's a good question. So, I think the easiest way to explain it is, this position is set up to be the main connector and advocate outside of the city hall. So it breaks down really to two parts. So there's the community part where I'm working the main connector with agencies. I'm working with the Downtown Business Association. I'm working with different organizations and main connector on that point. So that if there are questions, if there's any assistance needed, right? So there's 19 departments. It makes it nice to be able to funnel everything to one place. On the other side is the legislative side. So I will be working with the local delegation. I will be the intergovernmental connector between Northport, the county, and Montgomery, and seeing what that looks like. So I have been building those connections. I'll pass one of these out to everybody. So this is a document that I put together for the mayor when we were originally putting this position together. And it breaks down what the position looks like, the 30, 60, 90 day, what have I been doing for the past 30, 60, 90 days, and the yearly goals and what that looks like, how it all kind of comes together. So I think the easiest way to kind of walk through what have I been doing, now that you kind of have an understanding of what the position is if you look at those 30, 60, 90 days, like I've just literally been coming in, checking the boxes. Okay, this is what I'm doing today, this is what I'm working on, and building that out. So, let me see. Get to that page, I think it starts on page. Okay, so it starts on the bottom of page 1. So, I've been working on a lot of SSUT related stuff. So that was one of the mayor's main priorities of this position, was to come in and say, okay, we've got this SSUT that is going to impact cities across the state, the city of Tuscaloosa, incredibly more and more over the next decade, 2 decades. So been working on that a lot. I came in and I said, okay, so what does this position need to look like at the city? So I want to do some benchmarking. Went down to Mobile, went to Birmingham, went to Montgomery, went to our partner cities in the top 5, because we're the only city in the top 5 that did not have this position. So said, how is everybody else doing it? So went and saw how they're all doing it. There is no one size fits all. Some cities are much more legislatively, that is their priority. Some are much more the local, get involved in the community, public affairs side, and that's their strength. And so it's really, what does your community need? And so that's what I put together here, and I said, okay, this is a little bit of what this city's doing, a little bit of what this city's doing. This meshes well for what I think the city needs and for what our city council needs and the mayor, and presented this to the mayor. So the first 30 days was really going benchmarking. What is this? Second 30 days was, okay, so how does that implement for the city of Tuscaloosa? Let's do this. Let's figure out the SOPs. And then going forward for the next 30 days, that's 60 to 90 days, which is where we are now, it is, okay, let's implement. So it's going to be working with the council, it's going to be working with the mayor, it's going to be actually doing a lot more of the reaching out to the local delegation, setting up those meetings where we're going over the legislative agenda, working with Scott and his team on that to say, okay, this is what our city needs legislatively. How can we make that happen? What do you guys need in the city as a whole, or in your districts? I think that Mr. Busby has reached out with an idea, and so we've already been kicking that around, and that's the kind of thing that we're going to be doing, kind of on the local level and then also on the legislative level.
Richard, what do you see are the top three issues right now in Tuscaloosa that you'll kind of be dealing with?
It's a very good question. So I think having a main contact at the city. I think everybody has a contact, whether they're trying to get in touch with the mayor, whether they're trying to get in touch with Brendan or a department head, having a main contact, because there are so many people that don't understand everything that the city does every day. So I think having that main contact. Also, one of the things that I've been doing is going to board meetings for a lot of our partner agencies. So going to the fair board, going to the library board, going to these boards, and as questions come up in those meetings, I'm able to answer the question right there, so that rather than, for example, Bill and I went to a downtown merchants meeting. They said, hey, can we just have kind of a side meeting? I've got a question about Greensboro. We really feel like we've heard that that they're taking all the parking off of Greensboro. So took Bill with me. Any opportunity that I can take an expert or showcase another department head from our city, that's going to be a goal of mine. But we were able to clear up a rumor before it really got started. So being able to just have a touch point, being able to kind of clear up issues before they become issues. And then I think being able to help the council get your message out and impact your districts as much as possible. So.
One of the questions I was going to ask is, how do we know if you're doing a good job or not?
Okay, so
you have an answer for us.
Yes, sir. So if you look back on, I guess that's starting on page 4, the metrics of success. So I went through and I built out, these are the metrics of success. Now this job in general is very relationship heavy. So it's hard to measure those metrics of success. But I said, okay, I need something concrete to say, you're doing a good job or you're not doing a good job. And so if you look down through it, so there are on the legislative advocacy metrics. So number of legislative meetings and follow-ups per quarter, progress towards the passage of any legislation, engagement with the Alabama League of Municipalities on regulatory issues. So I'm built in these strategically clear metrics that, since a lot of this job is kind of in the gray, but there are clear metrics throughout all of the goals that I've set. Yes, sir.
Well, one of the things I like here, and we want to hold you to it,
Sure.
is timely reports and briefings provided. I know you will to the mayor, but
Yes,
the
sir.
council would like to hear this.
Of course.
We'd like to know what you're doing.
Sure, of course, yes, sir. And so as I'm meeting more and more with community stakeholders, I will be putting together packets that I'm going to be giving to the mayor and to you all. And then this job, as you roll into the session, is really, that's going to be a big priority as well. And so I will be going, I'll be in Montgomery a good bit. I'll be putting together these weekly packets that I'm sending back to you guys saying, this is what's happening in Montgomery and how it could potentially impact Tuscaloosa. And then we can have the discussion on where do we go from here? How do we actually navigate that? So, yes, sir. That is all part of the plan.
Questions?
Mr. Fail,
Yes.
can I ask a question?
Please.
This question is for Richard, but it may be more for LaShonda. LaShonda, back when the executive director of communications that was, Richard has been in. When I look at the budget, this position has been moved to the mayor's office.
Yes, sir.
So are we taking that and renaming it, or clarifying this is probably a better word for me, but we're renaming this job. This job is morphed because of what he's doing. This is what it is now, correct?
Yes, sir. So if you all adopt the job classification, Dr. Rush will be reclassified into this job description of Executive Director of Government Relations, External Affairs.
And then that changed position is moved to the mayor's office, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Any other questions? Mr. Busby?
Oh, excuse me. And I don't have any questions for you, Dr. Roswell.
Okay.
LaShawn, Mr. Herbert and Mr. Holmes probably. And then, the mayor and some of the staff and I have had different opinions on the creation process, not as much the job. And, reams of correspondence back and forth in May and June. And there's a lot of that there's big chunks that we'll still whittle away on and work. I mean, the mayor and I met a couple of times. But in formulating do you come up with the pay category for a job description?
Yes.
Does that pay category include a component specifically that is related to departmental management?
Yeah. So the essential functions of the job are what we use in addition to the essential functions of the job, and that whether it be a crew worker, whether it be a frontline supervisor, or whether it be a department head, we look at the essential functions of the position. We look at our current pay plan and look at the current pay plan and the jobs that compare in the pay plan. In addition to that, we look at other municipalities. So we look at Birmingham, we look at Dothan, we look at Huntsville, we look at Northport, we look at the county, and we look at different governmental agencies to look and see where the salary is listed in their pay plan when there is something similar.
Yes, ma'am. All I'm trying to understand is this job was created as a clone out of the Executive Director of Strategic Communications,
Yes, sir.
which managed the Strategic Communications Department, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I felt that was the wrong way to do it. There's been no secret. I'm delighted to see this process come into play, but I still want to understand, is managing a department a component of determining pay category?
The essential functions of the position. So you don't necessarily have to manage a department.
Okay, you
Right.
don't necessarily have
Right.
to manage a department
Right.
to
So
be
there
pay
are,
category 48.
no, sir, we have other employees that are pay grade 48 that do not manage a department.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
That's an answer I can fathom.
Yes, sir.
Well, I got one more.
Oh, go ahead. No,
Mr.
sure.
Holmes, you and I have been round and round. My feeling on this was one component of government, either executive was, cannot create by itself an executive level job. That requires both. If I might attempt to resurmise your position, it was that unless that, you're gonna have to do it for me.
Yes, sir, and I think
Again, I'm not, I appreciate y'all coming in here and doing this, but I think it's the right way. But everybody knows, I left kicking and screaming on council not approving that job at the time it was created.
sure, and I think answer where you're trying to
Okay.
get me to go, and that is under Title 11, under 1144B, where the city of Tuscaloosa is specifically organized. The mayor is the CEO, and he is
Agree with
given
that.
general charge of the operations of the city of Tuscaloosa, unless he's not allowed to
We're
do it by
still
law.
in violent agreement.
And so I think I think where we get off track is really an opinion as to whether or not an assignment is the same thing as creating and adopting a job description as council's doing here today.
No, I had no objection to the mayor's authority to assign.
Okay.
It was the creation of a job to assign to where you and I and everybody, I mean, where the discrepancy was.
Yes, and I think it'd be my opinion that the mayor did not create a job. That's what council's being asked to do today. He created duties that he assigned Dr. Rush to and labeled those duties. There was not a job description. There was
I think we're getting into legal issues here, so, and we need to move on.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Council.
All right, Ms. Buck, why don't you join Ms. Herbert?
So the next request is to adopt the Director of Savings Center Facility Operations, and Ms. Buck is gonna give you some information about that position.
Hello,
Hello, Audrey.
how are y'all? Okay, so yes, today we are here to create the job description for Director of Facility Operations for Savings Center. So this position will inherently make sure that this building, this project is operating at the highest level as far as efficiency, safety, accessibility, and guest experience. So we're going to have probably 170,000 to 200,000 patrons that come every year. So we really need to have someone that is ensuring the full operations. We will have 6 tenants in the building that will all have to work together. There are huge systems that they will need to be versed in and being able to manage. We have 18,000 square feet complete of the building. And so much of that is shared space. We did that so that we would optimize every inch. And all of these tenants will be sharing in those spaces. And this operator, this director of facility operations will help manage that on a day-to-day basis.
So, moving forward, will be a city facility with a city employee as the director, is that correct?
Correct, yes. And this position will work with that executive director every day to make sure that the director of Savings Center Facility Operations is fully executed.
Okay, so just to be clear, so the executive director is over the Savings Center, and the
Correct.
director is over operations.
Correct.
Of the
Facility
center, correct?
operations, yes.
Facility operations, okay.
Any other questions?
That's it. Any other questions? Anybody got any questions about this?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. All right. Mayor, are you gonna explain this, or is Ms. Herbert? Your name's on it.
I think Ms. Herbert is probably better to do that in terms of the details. So let me say this, and I think Mr. Busby made a very good point earlier about job responsibilities and pay, and especially for senior level staff. This is not the time for us to go and explore that in whole. But the responsibilities in a growing city that are being placed on department heads are immense, as you know. And one of the things we have to measure, especially in a city like Tuscaloosa, where you have the University of Alabama and Mercedes-Benz and Shelton State and Stillman College, is there is a lot of competition for a lot of senior level people that do a great job. And that's one of the things you're going to see us over the next few years continue to work on so that we can recruit and retain the best. I am so blessed beyond measure to have 19 department heads that do an amazing job, and we're very fortunate to have each and every one of them. Some of them are woefully behind what their peers are across the state. Not necessarily in this particular one, but it's something that I'm very aware of, And it's something that I certainly want to bring to your attention at the appropriate time. And even Mr. Busby and I have had some very positive discussions about how that should look in the future. So I do look forward to engaging. Now to this. One of the things that was unique about this position is, and it reminds me a lot of how we pursued on the amphitheater. There are not many governments in Alabama that operate something like we're about to operate. In fact, I don't really know of any. I know some that fund museums like Decatur, like Mobile. You do have some others that have indirect funding to like McWayne and Birmingham, but none of them truly operate it or will operate it like we will. When you look at the pay of the people who manage that type of facilities, it's important that we have an executive director that's paid. It won't be on par, it'll still be behind, but is commensurate with the responsibilities that will be placed upon this person. Audrey Buck in particular, who for a facility that's going to be open 6 to 7 days a week, 200,000 visitors, $120 million facility with tens of millions of dollars of exhibits, it is a massive undertaking. And so today's goal is to align that job description with the responsibilities that are coming when this facility opens sometime in late 2027. So that's the preamble, and I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Herbert.
Thank you, Mayor. So this is a request to adopt the Executive Director of Savings Center job description. As you all are aware, Ms. Buck has been assigned actually since October of 2021 in this role. She was the Deputy Executive Director of UD assigned as a Savings Center Director. So similar to Dr. Rush, we would like to adopt the job description for the Executive Director of Savings Center. This person will be over, like you mentioned, Mr. Tyner, all of the Savings Center.
Will this be a job that we open up, or will it, I mean, I don't, will this be hers, or how do we do that?
So she has been assigned to operate in this position. So it would be similar to the Executive Director of Strategic Comms, where we would reclassify Audrey into this position. And then Deputy Director of UD would go away. And then you would just have this Executive Director of Savings Center.
I think that was, no offense. Just curious. All right. Any other questions?
Nope, I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All righty. Jeff, you still here?
Yes, sir.
Good. I was afraid you might have gone to sleep over there on us.
Good afternoon once again.
Hey, buddy.
Our request is to amend section 5-41 of City Code. This is where our fees and rates are currently located in 5-41. So we're recommending a change. We've done an updated rent study. We did one back in 2016. We've made a few modifications over the years. We incorporated an official airport fee schedule in 2022. But we have since, starting back in February or March, we started a rent study of over 66 airports. And what we targeted and what were either Alabama-based, based off the same airports that we did in the 2016 rent study. And a lot of analysis or questions we had is how do we compare to other SEC schools or college-based towns. So we looked at those. That was a new set of airports that we previously have not had. Out of those 66, we've had over 49 airports respond. We concluded that in June, made recommendations to the Airport Advisory Committee, and sent our recommendations to the mayor. So I want to break it down. As we mentioned in the last committee in finance, we have 3 primary sources of revenue, 4 actually: landing fees, fuel flowage fees, our ground lease rates, and special event fees. We don't have any changes proposed to special event fees. It's just the remaining 3. So on the landing fee, it's a fee applied per 1,000 pounds on the aircraft. It starts at 6,000 pounds. So if we had $2 for a 6,000 pound aircraft, that would be a $12 landing fee. And as the aircraft gets bigger, it's scalable, and it'll change all the way up to 250,000 pound plane. So per landing, per fee, every day, all year long. In the analysis we looked at, we saw different approaches in the landing fee. Some people did not start until 12,500, and then other airports like us, we've started between 6,000 pounds to 12,499. So our recommendation on that initial group, the small aircraft, is 225, and then the larger aircraft, where we see more commonality, especially with college town airports, is recommended at 275. Any questions?
How much was the landing fee for the president?
Government aircraft are not, they're exempt.
We waited.
Yeah. I just had to ask.
But that's about a 250,000 pound aircraft that came in.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we need to change that.
Second fee, our recommendation is fuel flowage. This rate was recommended back in 2013. Has not changed since then, and it showed in our study that a lot more often it's at 10 cents, except for avgas. Avgas is for our smaller aircraft. They're more price sensitive. We wanted to keep that rate the same at 6 cents per gallon, but for the jet aircraft or turbine aircraft, our recommendation is 10 cents per gallon. Currently, we generate around 75 to 85,000 in fuel flowage. If this rate was adopted, our proposed new revenues would be 52,000.
Now, we don't sell the fuel, do we?
No, sir. It's a per gallon that our FBOs and our private, if they are bringing fuel in the airport and the liability that brings, we charge a per gallon rate.
I understand some airports do sell their own.
That's correct. Correct. The smaller the airport, the more likely they are the FBO. The larger the airport, the more likely they have a third party. And at Tuscaloosa, we have 2 third parties that operate the fixed-based operators.
Any questions? Anything?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Jeff. All righty. Mr. Mills, are you with us? There you are.
Council, Mayor, I have 2 applicants today. First one is Broadway BM LM LLC DBA Mixed Bar and Grill, applying for a restaurant retail liquor license located at 1817 University Boulevard. Hours of operation will be Sunday closed, Monday through Wednesday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Thursday through Saturday 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. This is the area map of the location. It's the old, right down on 6 University, old public Pizza Hut location.
Oh, the old Pizza Hut?
Yes, sir.
Is this, they've been there though, haven't
It was a
No,
different,
it's
it's a
changed.
different,
they? Changing,
it's a different business.
oh, okay, I thought, okay.
Zoning map. Proposed occupancy is 61 people. This is a floor plan. And some of the menu. There has been no incidents since September 10, 2025, or 2024 through September 10, 2025. Tuscaloosa Police Department did not have any issues or objections with this application. And the applicant is here if you have any questions.
Mr. Busby, this is in your district, correct?
It is.
Comments or questions?
Yeah, don't all of them come up and
Sure.
talk about it. Hey, how are y'all?
Good, how are you?
Good. Who are y'all?
I'm Joseph Montz, and this is Anna Hernandez.
Okay, well, so tell us what's going on there.
Well, we just got in there August 12th, we just opened this place, and we just renewed that place. It was kind of needed a little change, so we're excited to be there.
Okay, and Anthony, they're seeking a license as what?
A restaurant retail liquor license.
A restaurant retail liquor license. So I'm the councilman for the district you're in. Welcome to it. I look forward to the food. And I have no problems with the issuance of a restaurant liquor license. I want you to know clearly it's a restaurant.
Yes.
All right? It's a restaurant that serves alcohol, and you should be functioning like a restaurant that serves alcohol, not a bar. All right, that'll be a problem. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
I don't have a problem.
Okay.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. One more.
All right, my next applicant is special retail more than 30 days. It's Crestline Hotels and Resorts, LLC, DBA, NBC Suites, Tuscaloosa, Alabama downtown. Again, they're applying for special retail more than 30 days. Located 2014 University Boulevard. Hours of operation be as determined. This is the area map, followed by the zoning map. Floor plan of the lobby, floor plan of the restaurant, and menu. There have not been any incidents since 2024, August 26, 2024 through August 26 of 2025. Police department did not have any objections on this application. This is a change of ownership in regards to the property management of the company. NBC Suites is the same, just hired a property management that manages the business of it.
Is this the restaurant that's on the side?
Well, this is, they're the property management, they're managing the whole property for NBC Suites.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I got you.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we've got 30 minutes here, 20 minutes, if anybody needs to bring anything up here before we go to council.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.